what's up, guys? Welcome back to Headlocks and Hot Packs, and tonight, the quest for the perfect score on Wrestling Jeopardy continues. Last time was the closest I have gotten. I had one wrong, so I'm still a little bummed out about that, but obviously we are heading in the right direction for a perfect score. As always, feel free to play along against me at home. Not sure what the theme of this one was because I'm really far behind. Last time it was Moms, which was Mother's Day, so that gives you an idea of how far behind I am. But if you enjoy this kind of content, before we begin, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel, Wrestling Jeopardy. I think this is my 11th shot at a perfect score, so let's see how difficult it is.
What's up, guys and gals? It's time once again for Wrestling Jeopardy. I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And let's go to the board now and check out the categories that you'll test your knowledge
today
on in this episode, starting with
I don't think we got a theme
geography,
for this one, doesn't look like.
Followed by bodyguards. Next up, we have nicknames. And then Three's Company, which are going to be talking about famous wrestling trios.
For the crowd.
And last but certainly not least, Tag Team Brothers. And notice the quotation marks around brothers.
So probably not real brothers.
If this is your first time playing, well, welcome in. I appreciate you stopping by. Here are the not-so-extreme rules so you understand exactly how this interactive play-along trivia contest works.
Make sure you give Wrestle
All I
Trivia
ask
a
is
sub,
that you
too.
leave a comment with your score below, and quite possibly you might wind up sitting. Where, Dwayne?
At the head of the table.
All right, so let's jump in and kick things off with the 200-point round, the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy. We're going to geography.
Let's go.
For 2, who hails from Death Valley?
Who is the Undertaker?
You know, I've always been a weather nerd, so I never quite understood why the Undertaker was from Death Valley, because summer temperatures on average in the shade in Death Valley are about 120 degrees, and the dude's wearing all black.
Who puts that? Who puts that on the? Ooh.
Let's go to bodyguards for 2. In June of 1993, Kevin Nash left WCW and signed a contract with the WWF, where he became Shawn Michaels' bodyguard under this name.
What is Diesel? They actually didn't give him a name for like a few weeks. I think it was a few weeks before they revealed it.
Given the nickname by Shane O'Mac, Shane McMahon, the correct answer is Diesel. Of course, I'd also accept Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And you get extra credit if you did this sound effect while answering the question.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
And that brings us to nicknames for 200. Who is the Princess of Staten Island?
Who is Carmella, Mrs. Graves? 3 for 3.
And the answer, who is Carmella, or also Mrs. Corey Graves?
Revealing there, Mella.
And that brings us to Three's Company for 200. What was the name of the trio of Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins?
What is the Shield? Sierra Hotel, India Echo Lima Delta.
And the correct answer, who was the Shield? All right, let's finish up the 200-point round with Tag Team Brothers.
Probably not real brothers.
What started as a silly storyline full of half-brothers was the reason this pair eventually teamed up not only in ECW, but also WWE, Japan, and TNA to become one of the most decorated tag teams in wrestling history.
Who are the Dudley Boys? Bubba Ray and Devon.
And the answer, who is Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys?
All right, 5 for 5.
Now, before we move on to the 400-point round, I just want to give a quick shout-out to The Brass Ring, The Mike Sanchez Show, The Wrestling Show featuring Sleazy and The Fat Man, and Egg Buskus. Really appreciate you guys doing reaction videos to Wrestling Jeopardy. Keep them coming. All right, so let's move on to geography for 400. Who hails from Bad Street, USA?
Who are the Fabulous Freebirds? Or is it just Michael Hayes?
Yes,
It's
that's
the
Bad
Freebirds.
Street, Atlanta, GA, the baddest street in the
Bad
whole
Street,
USA.
Atlanta, GA.
And who hails from there? Michael P.S. Hayes, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and Buddy Jack Roberts.
And
The
Jimmy
fabulous
Jam.
Freebirds.
Kind of, sort of.
No.
Not really,
Bodyguards for 400. In late 1998, Andrew Martin caught the eyes of WWF officials while he was working as a bodyguard for Motley Crue and was soon signed to a contract using this ring name.
Who is Test? This is a test. This is a test.
This is not a test because the answer is test. Here comes nicknames for 400. Who is the Archer of Infamy?
Who is Damian Priest? I don't know why I'm mocking him.
I love this gimmick when he was in NXT, basically as like a rock star hanging out in hot tubs with hot chicks. The answer here, the current, as of this recording, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, who is Damian Priest.
Not named
And that
Murray,
brings us to Three's Company for 400. Name this wrestling trio of Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, and Jinder Mahal.
They're just a three-man band.
And the correct answer, who is 3MB?
The only thing you need to remember is 3MB.
Finishing up the 400-point
brutal
round
for
with
Drew.
Tag Team Brothers. This tag team of Texan brothers had a solid 3-year run in the WWF, winning 3 tag team championships until they split in 1996.
Who are the Smoking Guns?
Now, I hope you paid attention to this clue, because if you look at it again and you see the word run,
I didn't even
it
notice
has
that.
2 ends.
It's definitely Smoking
The
Guns.
correct answer, who are Billy and Bart, the Smoking Guns? And we're starting off the 600-point round
All right, we're 10 for 10.
with geography.
You with me? 10 for 10?
All right, take some time to tally up your score and then make your daily double wager.
This one's kind of earlier, so I'm going to risk everything. 3,000.
All right, time is up. Here is this episode's daily double clue. Who hails from the bottomless pit?
What the hell? Who is the Boogeyman?
Lock your door, check under your bed, and hopefully you don't hear the tick-tock of his clock. Hailing from a mysterious abyss known as the
I had to
bottomless
think about that one
pit,
for a second.
we're talking about the Boogeyman. All right, here
so
comes
we're at
Bodyguards
6,000
for
now.
600. Before forming a tag team with the Barbarian called the Faces of Fear, this tough Tongan served as the muscle for Colonel Rob Parker and his stud stable in WCW.
Who is Ming? Toughest dude ever in wrestling. Haku.
And the correct answer, who is Meng? Nicknames for
I think
600.
all 3 of his kids
Who
are in
was
the
called
WWE
the
now.
Russian Bear?
The Russian Bear, who is Ivan Koloff?
And the answer we're looking for, who
I'm
was
not
Ivan
100%
Koloff?
sure on that one.
Moving on to Three's Company for 600.
Is Nikita the
Name
sickle?
the famous wrestling trio of Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Candido, and the franchise Shane Douglas.
What is the triple threat?
That would be the Triple Threat. And closing out the 600-point round
Almost got
with
me.
Tag Team Brothers, more famously known as
This
Kurt
was the
Hawkins
first
and
one I
Zack
thought
Ryder.
of when I saw
These
the brothers
two
in
brothers
quotes.
got their big break at the 2007 Armageddon pay-per-view, where they played Edge's doppelgangers.
Who are the Major Brothers? It's the Major Brothers Wrestling
And
Faker
the answer
podcast.
would be
I know it's
Brett
not really
and
called that.
Brian, the Major Brothers. All right, 15 questions down, 10 to go. Hopefully, you're having as much fun as I am. If you are, make sure you
Still
hit that
perfect.
subscribe button and also the
Still
ringy-dingy
perfect,
notification
including the
bell,
daily
so you'll
double.
always get notifications whenever we come out with
It was
a
the
brand new
1,000-point
episode
category that
of
guy
Wrestling
lost
Jeopardy,
one last
which is
time, so
always
let's
every weekend, specifically
keep this
on
going
Saturdays.
here. Hopefully.
Wow, man, freaked out.
All right, and the
Freak out,
800-point
freak
round
out.
begins with a clue from geography. Who hailed from 3 Mile Island?
Who is Adam Baum? It's
One of my favorite WWF New Generation era gimmicks.
Yeah,
I always
that was
thought he'd make
cool.
a good tag team with Bam Bam Bigelow. You could have paired him up, called him the Atomic Booms or something like that. Yes, I know I'm a big nerd, but the correct answer,
I didn't say that.
Who is Adam Bomb?
I didn't mind that gimmick. They just
And that
didn't
brings
really
us
do
to
anything with him.
bodyguards
It was
for
kind of
800.
weird.
Wearing a suit and a constant frown, this bodyguard protected many a wrestler during the 1990s, from the York Foundation and Lex Luger in WCW to Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Chris Jericho in the WWF.
Very briefly, Jericho. Who is Mr. Hughes?
And that would be none other than
with the
Mr.
shades on.
Hughes. Moving on to nicknames for 800, whose nickname is Mr. No Days Off.
Who is Darren Young? Make Darren Young great again.
And the answer here, the artist formerly known as Darren Young,
Who
still is
counts.
Fred
He's
Rosser.
Darren Young.
We're on to Three's Company for 800. Name this famous wrestling trio that consisted of the Ascension and Stardust.
Oh, I know. What is the Cosmic Wasteland? I don't think that was like ever an official name.
These guys were known as the Cosmic Wasteland.
I thought Stardust
And let's
being
close
like a
out the
comic
800-point
book
round
villain
with tag
was
team
actually kinda
brothers.
good. I
On
didn't
the
mind
surface, these two burly, bearded men were easy to buy as brothers. Plus, they won the NWA Tag Team Gold together and were effective enforcers as part of the Four Horsemen.
Who is Ole and Arn Anderson?
And the correct answer, who is Ole and Arn Anderson?
Are you nuts? Don't f***ing do it again.
Yeah.
I said, f*** you. And Arn Anderson, I always liked him.
Good old
All right, the steel
early
gauge is
Ole.
beginning to lower. The ominous music.
I kind of
has
lost
begun
track
to
of my
play,
score
which
here,
can
but
only
we're
mean
still
one
perfect.
thing.
That's
we have reached
the
the
primary
most difficult
part
part
that I'm concerned
of
about.
Wrestling Jeopardy, the 1,000-point round.
This is where I
Get
lost
your
one
thinking
last
caps
time.
on, and let's go
Kinda
into
guessing on my
geography
score
for
here.
1,000. Who hailed from
I'm
the
definitely
other
wrong.
side of the tracks?
From the other side of the tracks. Who is...
And the correct answer here would
damn
be
it.
former
Deuce
WWE
and
Tag Team
Domino.
Champions Deuce and Domino, managed
That's
by
where they got
Cherry.
me on one last time, the 1,000-round category.
Closing out bodyguards for 1,000,
Or 1,000,
7-foot-tall Jackson
point
Andrews
round.
made only a handful of appearances for WWE
Jackson
in December
Andrews.
2010 when he acted as this Canadian wrestler's bodyguard.
Who the hell is that? I don't know. Who is Christian?
Talk about only being around for a cup of coffee.
I do
right,
not remember
Mach?
him at all.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
The correct answer,
Tyson
who
Kidd.
is Tyson
Oh
Kidd?
my god. What
And
a
that brings
callback
us
that
to
is.
the
I
final
totally
clue
forgot
from
about that guy.
nicknames for 1,000. Who was the Latin heartthrob?
Latin heartthrob.
Former world-class championship
no
wrestling
clue.
heavyweight
Oh, is it
champion.
Gino Hernandez?
And he also played the Black Scorpion, managed at one time by
Al
Gary
Perez.
Hart. The correct
What?
answer, who is Al Perez?
Dude, I'm striking out on the 1,000 round.
Let's move on to the
point
final
category.
clue from Three's Company.
0 for 3
Famous
in this
or
one,
not so
in this
famous
round.
wrestling trios. Who were Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler,
I know this
and
one.
Wesley Blake?
Who are the Forgotten Sons? I didn't forget them.
How could you forget about these guys? The correct answer, who were the Forgotten Sons?
No, they're forgotten
And
because of
closing out the
Jackson
board
Riker
with Tag
basically
Team
pushed
Brothers
them
for
all out.
1,000, after working elsewhere as the Destruction Crew and the Minnesota
I
Wrecking
know this
Crew
one too.
2, the WWF transformed this veteran tag
Bo
team
and Blake.
into two spoiled rich brats and called them this.
Who are the Beverly Brothers. They're managed by the Genius. Still got 3 wrong though.
And that would be Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers.
It's Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need. With full business...
Wayne Bloom's kid was.
And we've reached Final Jeopardy, where if you don't
Von
bet it all
Wagner?
and go all in, then
Total
why'd
charisma
you even
vacuum.
really play this game? I mean, come on, just go for it all. It's not real money. I'm not going to be giving you anything. You're just basically
I do that every time,
playing
man.
for pride and bragging rights.
Why are you
So
dragging
let's
on
find
me? I
out
do it every
this
time.
episode's Final Jeopardy clue, which is enhancement talent.
I
Similar to
lost
offensive
track of my
linemen in
score.
football, these performers do the dirty work, despite often being overlooked and underappreciated by the common fan. Their technique, selling, and willingness to give back to the business make these wrestlers a special breed. So pull all that enhancement talent information from your noodle and place your wager right now.
What? Pause. I don't know what my score is, but I'm going to wager everything. I'm more concerned about how many
All right,
I got
time is
wrong,
up. Here is this episode's
which is
Final
at
Jeopardy
3
clue.
so far.
As the infamous Abe Knuckleball Schwartz replacement Doink the Clown
I got this one.
or the Brooklyn Brawler, this jobber took losses from just about everyone in the wrestling business. Good luck.
Who is Steve Lombardi? I don't know what my score is, but we'll be ending with 3 wrong.
As the infamous Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, replacement Doink the Clown, or the Brooklyn Brawler, this jobber took losses from just about everyone in the wrestling business. A company guy through and through, this jobber carved out a legacy that will never be forgotten by fans. The correct answer, who is Steve Lombardi? And that does it for another episode.
All right, that does it for another shot at me trying to get a perfect score. Did worse than the last time. I started off that $1,000 round rough, going 0 for 3 there, but we were perfect up until that point, ending up with 3 wrong. Again, I don't know what my score is. I totally lost track of it, but let me know how you did in the comments down below. Did you beat me out this time? Be honest. But like I said, let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll be trying again in the future because I still haven't gotten a perfect score. Even when I do get one, I probably will still keep playing these because they're fun. But that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys real soon. Have a good one.